Hey guys, I'm Chico from Chico Study Corner, and today I'll be dealing with the next chapter, the surface chemistry. That's a chapter of chemistry class 12 CBSE. So without any further ado, let's get into the chapter. So the first thing that we have to learn is the word itself, or the heading itself, that is surface chemistry. What is surface chemistry? It's a branch of chemistry that deals with the phenomenon that happens in the interface of surfaces. So I'll tell you what is surface and interface. So let's take a solid over here. This is solid. And let's make this to be a liquid. So this portion over here is the surface of the solid. And this portion over here is the surface of the liquid. Okay, that is what you say as surface. And now, to talk about interface, there is a gap over here, no? This gap between the solid and the liquid, this portion is called the interface. So what is surface chemistry? Surface chemistry is a branch of chemistry that deals with the occurrence or the phenomena that happens in the surfaces or in the interface. Okay? So now we have to learn about some terms, that's adsorption, adsorbent and adsorbate. So let's learn adsorption. So adsorption is the accumulation of molecular species or molecules in the surface of an object which does not penetrate to the bulk. Okay. So I'll show you. This is the surface, or this is the surface that where adsorption is happening, and molecular species would come and accumulate on the surfaces rather than moving into the bulk. Bulk is over here. This is bulk and this is surface. So these molecules are in the surface and not in the bulk. Okay? So this is adsorption. So what is adsorbent and adsorbate? So I'll draw a clearer figure to explain this. So this is adsorption. So this is the molecules that are settled on the or accumulated on the surface. So let's make it. Okay. So for example, we learned how to make a solution. We need a solute and a solvent. So what was a solute? Solute was the particular thing that was in small amount. No? And this required in larger amounts. Okay? So this is what we had to find out. So solute. Now I told you we have to learn about two terms. That's adsorbent and adsorbate. Okay? So for a simple connection, that's why I wrote this also. Don't get confused. So solute, this is what Te, and adsorbate has Te. This is the one in smaller amount. So over here, what can you see in smaller amount? The molecular species. So this is the adsorbate. And this, the bulk or the surface over here is the adsorbent. So what is adsorbent? Adsorbent is a surface where the adsorbate is being absorbed, or it's a surface where adsorption takes place. Whereas adsorbate is what? It is a molecular species which gets absorbed in the adsorbent. So let's see about the difference between adsorption and absorption. We have learned about absorption. So before going to the differences, I'll give you a simple example of adsorption. So let's see that and then move on to the next one. So for a simple example, I'll take the example of a chalk in a dye. Okay. So let's see. I've taken a chalk, a white chalk. Okay. And then what I did is I dipped it in a blue ink. Okay. So this is completely dipped in a blue ink. This is dipped in a blue ink. Now what can you see? If you turn the chalk like this, all you can see is blue color. Okay. Now what I do is I will break the chalk, and I will break the chalk and make it into two halves. So this is the two halves. So what I observed is over here it's fully blue, over here also it's fully blue. This is the place where I broke the chalk. Okay, this is where the chalk is broken. So over here I found that the chalk is white in color. There is no color change. The blue dye is not into it. So what I learned from it is the adsorption is what it has taken place. The dye has only been penetrated, or it has been only absorbed. Not absorbed, because absorption is different and adsorption is different. So it's absorbed on its surface. Okay. So this is what is happening over here. So one example of adsorption is chalk and dye. So now we will see the differences between adsorption and absorption. So this is adsorption. We'll write absorption because we know absorption more than adsorption. No? Absorption. And this is adsorption. So first we learned right now about adsorption. No? So let's state the first term or first point. So what's the first point? The first point is that adsorption is something that takes place in the surfaces. So the molecular concentration is on the surface and it does not penetrate into the bulk. So it's surface and do not penetrate to the bulk. Okay, and over here what is it? The molecular species or the concentration of these molecular species is uniformly distributed to the bulk or in the bulk. So this is the first point. The second one is, let's see. We learned adsorption is something that takes place only in the surface. So this is a surface phenomenon. Surface phenomenon. And over here this is a bulk phenomenon. So to tell about the example for adsorption is water or moisture and silica gel. You might have seen in bottles, you buy a bottle of maybe medicines, or you buy a bottle, normal steel bottles, you see silica gel is put inside that in a small packet. Don't eat, caution, and all of a sudden in a small packet inside these medicine bottles and all. That is because silica gel absorbs the moisture content in the bottle or in its surroundings. So this is a good example of adsorption. For absorption, we have a lot of things. We'll take an example of a sponge and a sponge put in water. So sponge and water. So now over here for adsorption, let's draw the figure. I'm just showing it. Let's take a surface. Okay, for both adsorption and absorption. Over here for adsorption, it's like this. I drew it in a previous diagram also. This is adsorption. Whereas absorption is, it's evenly distributed in the bulk. It moves, penetrates to the bulk. Not only in the surface, it's evenly distributed. So this is adsorption and absorption. So we learned about adsorption and absorption. We have to learn a new term, that is desorption. So what is desorption? Desorption is the removal of the adsorbed substance. That is, we learned about the adsorbent and the adsorbate. So the adsorbate is removed from the adsorbent. Okay, if after adsorption. So that is desorption. Removal of the adsorbed substance. Okay, that is a reverse process of adsorption. So now we have to learn about a new term, that is sorption. So you might have been thinking sorption is same as adsorption, because desorption is what? Removal of the adsorbed substance. No. Sorption is a phenomenon where both absorption and adsorption takes place simultaneously. So sorption is where both of this comes together. Okay, this is what sorption is. So we'll compare all the three figures together. So before I drew the phenomenon of so this is our substance, this is our adsorption happening over here. The next one is absorption. Just think this is uniformly spread. And this is sorption. Over here there is both adsorption and absorption taking place. So this is sorption. So this adsorption, sorption, actually to talk about sorption, I gave an example for adsorption is chalk and dye. Okay, so now we have to take the case of this is for sorption. The same example, chalk and dye. Before I didn't mention sorption because we didn't learn about sorption. So for chalk, for dye or for ink, what is the two components that it has? First component is the dye. The previous case I took it as dye only. I didn't take it as like ink or something else. I took it as dye only. So ink has two components. That is dye, and the second one is what? Water. So when you break the chalk, you can see there is no dye inside, but there is what? The water content. The water content has been penetrated through the bulb. Okay. So what can we see? The water is being absorbed and the dye is being adsorbed. Okay. So the example of ink and chalk is for what? Sorption. Okay. So now we learn about the mechanism of adsorption. So first let's take a medium, and we know a substance or anything is made up of small molecules. So we consider one molecule in the bulk and one molecule in the surface. So this is the one in the surface and this is the one in the bulk. So in the bulk, what happens is there is forces from every side, no? Like this, like this, like this, like this. From here there is force, from here there is force, here. There is force from everywhere. So the net force experienced is equal to 0. Okay, whereas over here, only like this or the other way around, like this. Their force is only like this. So the net force is not balanced. So when there is an unbalanced force, what happens? it automatically tries to balance it. How does it balance? It has to attract something. So there is some particles in the atmosphere that gets attracted to it. So hence this also gets a stable force, and its net force becomes 0. So the net force should be 0 is equal to 0 for what? When adsorption takes place. So this unbalanced situation changes, or when balanced situation occurs, adsorption takes place, or adsorption is a result of unbalanced force on particles on the surface. So that is the mechanism of adsorption. So when adsorption takes place, what is there? Heat is liberated. Okay? And we know when we said adsorption takes place due to the unbalanced force or the instability. When the stability is less, or when it's unstable, it has more energy. So during adsorption, heat is produced, I told you. So that Gibbs energy change during adsorption is given by the equation delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. So when there is a decrease in the residual force on the surface, what happens? There is a decrease in the surface energy. So what happens? There is a decrease in the surface energy, resulting for delta H to be negative. Okay? So what happens when the residual charge decreases on the surface? The surface energy decreases, and hence the delta H value would become negative. So now we know that delta S. So now about delta S. To talk about delta S increases from solid, liquid, gas. So increases. Okay, from solid, liquid to gas. So when there is adsorption, now we are talking about during adsorption, what happens? Usually adsorption takes place between solids and gases, or solids and liquids. So let's see. So when a gas has been absorbed by the solid, the movement or the freedom, delta S is the freedom, the degree of freedom, what you say. That's not the actual term, but as the freedom decreases, what happens? Delta S value becomes negative. So now we know delta S value is also negative when adsorption takes place. So let's see about the Gibbs free energy change. So delta G is equal to what? Delta H minus T delta S. So if delta G has to be negative, what would happen? We learned delta H is also negative. So it's minus. Okay. So what happens? If G has to be negative, H negative, delta negative should be greater than T delta S. Okay. For Gibbs free energy change to be negative. So now we have to learn about something known as the adsorption enthalpy. This character or this term is the adsorption enthalpy. Adsorption enthalpy is the amount of heat produced by 1 mole of the adsorbent. So friends, that's all for today's video. I hope you might have liked the video. If you did like it, please do hit the like button, share my video to your friends, and also subscribe to my channel if you are new. And I'll be uploading notes of this portion in my description. Please go download it and read it for better understanding. That's all to talk about surface chemistry introduction. See you in my next part of this chapter. Till then, bye-bye.